China's GPU giant collapses. Terrifying landslide in Prefecture, Sichuan. Safety concerns erupt over Huawei EV. NIO denies bankruptcy rumors. Toxic goji berries flood market, endangering consumers. University sells furniture for scrap, while 48 students are cramped into a dorm. Chinese struggle with medical bills, childcare, and restricted freedom. On September 1st, several Chinese media outlets reported that Xiangdi Shen Computing Technology Chongqing Company Limited, a GPU company that once raised 2.5 billion RMB and was valued at 15 billion RMB, held an all-staff meeting on August 30th. During this meeting, the company announced its official dissolution and terminated all employee contracts. Xiangdi Shen, often referred to as China's Nvidia, was a domestic GPU manufacturer with a recent valuation of 15 billion RMB, about 2.14 billion US dollars. According to a report by TMT Post, the company's management revealed during the meeting that they had signed a B-round agreement with investors, which was worth 500 million RMB. However, they were unable to meet the terms of the agreement, leading to a lawsuit from shareholders. As a result, the company's accounts have been frozen, and there are no current or future funds available. Consequently, all employees have been let go, and their unpaid salaries will be recorded as debt. The management is still seeking new investors and plans to negotiate with shareholders to unfreeze the accounts and return the equity funds to the employees. However, the company did not disclose specific details about this plan or the agreement. Several Xiangdi Shan employees mentioned on social media that the company still owes them 2 months of salary and that no severance pay will be provided after the dissolution. This layoff affects all 400-plus employees. Public records show that Xiangdi Shan was established in September 2020, with its headquarters in Chongqing. The company also set up R&D centers in Beijing, Shanghai, Chongqing, Chengdu, and Suzhou. It was a key chip technology innovation company in Chongqing. It had a recent valuation of 15 billion RMB, making it one of the few unicorns in Chongqing's integrated circuit sector. According to a report by Taiwan's Central News Agency, industry insiders analyzed that Xiangdi Shan not only failed in its agreement with the leading investor, but also faced issues with internal management, changes in the external environment, and a lack of significant commercial revenue. Additionally, the difficulty in securing further funding for research and rapid commercialization due to external conditions ultimately led to the company's collapse, which was not entirely unexpected. On September 1st, a video was posted online showing a sudden landslide in Prefecture, Sichuan province. The entire mountainside collapsed, sending a huge cloud of dust into the air and covering the entire village below. The scene was extremely terrifying. So far, there have been no reports of casualties. At around 7:34 a.m. on August 31st, in Longgan City, Wenzhou, Zhejiang Province, a gray NIO car suddenly accelerated for unknown reasons on Honggong Road. It then went out of control and crashed into a parked tricycle and several other vehicles. The front of the NIO car was severely damaged, but the airbags did not deploy. The details of any injuries are still unknown. Recently, there have been many rumors about NIO. On August 31st, NIO's legal department released a statement on their official WeChat account, clarifying that recent rumors of bankruptcy are false. The misinformation has been maliciously spread across the internet, which is a serious violation of the law, and the company has reported the incident to the police. Some people jokingly commented online that in China, what is called a rumor often turns out to be a prophecy that's just ahead of its time. Previous reports indicate that NIO's stock in Hong Kong has dropped by 60% this year, with its current price down more than 80% from its peak over 2 years ago. In 2023, NIO's net profit attributable to shareholders reached a staggering loss of 21.15 billion RMB, a 45% increase in losses compared to the previous year. This marks the first time NIO's losses have surpassed 20 billion RMB since it reported a loss of 23.3 million RMB in 2018. From 2018 to 2023, NIO has accumulated losses totaling 86.6 billion RMB. Amid the intense competition in the new energy vehicle market, the three leading new car manufacturers, NIO, XPeng, and Li Auto, are all facing varying levels of pressure. According to data from the first quarter, NIO is under more severe pressure than the other two. As of the close of trading on August 30th, NIO stock was priced at 33.6 Hong Kong dollars per share, with a total market value of 70 billion Hong Kong dollars. Regarding NIO's clarification, some online users joked, "Here's a tip for how to fight back against rumors. Start a partnership with Huawei. That would solve all the problems." On the morning of August 28th, several bloggers reported that the recently popular Xiangjie slope suddenly began undergoing road repairs. The guardrails along the road had been removed, and the original two-lane road was expanded to 3 lanes. Many people were live streaming the event. A well-known car blogger even bought a new Xiangjie S9 to perform one last slope jump test before the road repairs were completed. Local car owners revealed that this road hadn't been repaired in over a decade. The name Xiangjie Slope originated from a car reviewer's test of Huawei's new car, the Xiangjie S9. On August 20th, the famous car reviewer Yuan Qicong posted a short video showing a Xiangjie S9 launching off the top of a slope. Due to the uneven road surface, the car bounced, veered noticeably to the right upon landing, and almost crashed into the roadside guardrail before the driver quickly corrected the direction to the left. Yuan, who has millions of followers on Weibo and Bilibili, noted in the video that when the Xiangjie S9 was driven over the slope at 60 kilometers per hour, the suspension seemed to lose control after the car left the slope, resulting in a noticeable bump steer. He expressed his disappointment, saying the car didn't live up to his expectations. On August 25th, Xiangjie Auto released a statement criticizing Yuan Qicong's conclusions as not objective or rigorous. They claimed that the bump steer during the test was caused by the driver intentionally turning the steering wheel to the right. Yuan Qicong responded by posting multiple Weibo messages stating, "There is scientific evidence explaining why the steering wheel turned. I will provide a full response next week." He also did a live video where he firmly responded to Xiangjie Auto, saying that if they believed his test was flawed and a deliberate attempt to defame them, that he would formally invite Xiangjie Auto to sue him. However, Yuan's Weibo account was suddenly muted for a week that same day. Huawei, often referred to as the CCP's property, has been a key protected entity. When it comes to Huawei products, whether it's phones, cars, or anything else, criticism is off limits, and only praise is allowed. Those who question Huawei products are often silenced, sued, or even disappeared. On August 27th, a video surfaced online showing a Wenjie M5 electric vehicle catching fire while charging in an open parking lot in Ganzhou, Jiangxi province. The video captured intense flames and thick smoke pouring out of the vehicle's cabin, with flames even coming out from under the car. During the incident, the front of the car exploded. After the fire was extinguished, the vehicle was completely burned. This video quickly triggered the CCP's censorship mechanism, and the video was taken down the same day. Screenshots of a conversation showed that at 2 p.m. that day, a Chinese netizen posted the video on Douyin to see what would happen. Less than 20 minutes later, the account was muted for 7 days. Douyin cited involvement in sexual content as the reason for the penalty. On the evening of the 27th, Ceres, the manufacturer of Huawei's electric vehicles, issued a statement on Weibo regarding the recent incident involving their car. The statement claimed no one was injured and the battery pack did not catch fire or burn. However, some people commented, "The chassis was on fire, and you're saying it wasn't the battery that caught fire?" Others sarcastically remarked, "So, it's possible that more than just the battery pack in Huawei cars could catch fire. Does this mean there's an even bigger potential disaster waiting to happen? And Huawei's cars could have unexplained fires. There's no way to prevent that." The idea that Huawei cannot be criticized has become an open secret in China. Some netizens jokingly said, "Compared to Huawei, Xiaomi is still much kinder." On August 31st, in Linzhou, Henan province, a car driving through the streets was broadcasting loudly over a speaker, "Boom, boom! A Xiaomi car has exploded." The car also had a large banner attached to it. A man claimed that the Xiaomi phone he bought from a local Xiaomi store on August 11th last year had exploded. When he tried to contact local Xiaomi after-sales service, he found no support and couldn't defend his rights. As a result, the man hung a banner on his car and used a loudspeaker to publicly demand justice. Netizens mimicked Xiaomi's tone, saying, You should count yourself lucky. At least you encountered our generous CEO, Lei Jun, who didn't hold it against you. If it had been Huawei, you might have been disappeared altogether. Goji berries are a popular health food in China. However, in China, goji berries have become a significant health hazard due to the use of various industrial chemicals to enhance their color. These bright red goji berries, which appear vibrant and full, owe their color to the use of sodium metabisulfite during the production process. Vendors explain that after fresh goji berries are picked, they are first washed in an alkaline sodium solution, which helps make the dried berries look bright and appealing. For dealing with goji berries that have become damp or moldy, the vendor's go-to method is to fumigate them with sulfur. To cut costs, most vendors opt for industrial sulfur. Industrial sulfur is not suitable for food processing. It is toxic and contains large amounts of arsenic. Consumption can easily lead to kidney failure, multiple neuritis, and liver damage. Inhaling large amounts of the resulting pungent gas can cause breathing difficulties and uncontrollable tearing. A report from Caijing Investigation mentioned that in plastic tents set up by vendors, large amounts of sulfur and fumigated goji berries are stored. These plastic tents are set up at night and taken down by morning. The fumigation process produces thick smoke and a strong, irritating odor. Just approaching one of these roadside drying tents is enough to be overwhelming. In Jing'an Township in Gansu Province, some vendors have set up fumigation tents directly in the yards of farmers' homes, openly selling sulfur-fumigated goji berries. Fumigating goji berries with industrial sulfur happens daily. Vendors admit that these sulfur-treated goji berries end up in hot pot restaurants, small pharmacies, tea bags, and even goji berry wine. Netizens have commented that it's not just goji berries. Many products from their hometowns, such as dried vegetables and traditional Chinese medicine, were also fumigated with sulfur before being sold. Otherwise, they wouldn't fetch a good price. These days, the phrase, "sell everything you own, even your pots and pans," has become a hot topic in China. This phrase has appeared repeatedly in official documents, and some regions have even established special task forces for this purpose. Many people are left wondering, who's liquidating what? On September 1st, in Yubei District, Chongqing, a video surfaced showing workers smashing up thousands of nearly new desks and chairs at Chongqing Medical Science and Technology School. The school had moved to a new location, and these items, which were in like-new condition, were treated as scrap metal and sold off. The person who filmed the video mentioned that the items had already been sold, with several truckloads taken away. People are questioning why such good desks and chairs, which must have cost tens of thousands of yuan, weren't donated to schools in impoverished areas. One netizen replied that selling them as scrap for 1,000 yuan means the individuals involved can pocket the money. If they were donated or sold second-hand for 10,000 yuan, they wouldn't see a penny. This kind of waste is just the tip of the iceberg, and the authorities don't care about saving money, as it doesn't benefit them personally. The practice of treating brand new materials as waste or demolishing completed projects because the leadership isn't satisfied happens frequently. Since it's not a private business and it's not their money, they don't care. People have pointed out that across the country, trillions of yuan were spent on COVID-19 testing kiosks and temporary hospitals, which were later scrapped or dismantled. Compared to that, a few truckloads of desks and chairs are nothing. According to documents circulating online, the so-called liquidation strategy refers to revitalizing state-owned assets to increase local revenue and reduce debt burdens. Essentially, it's about selling off government assets to manage local debt. Netizens have sarcastically remarked, this phrase, "sell everything, even your pots and pans," has puzzled me since elementary school, and I still don't have an answer. Clearly, a complete pot is worth much more than a pile of scrap metal, so why do people in difficult situations smash their pots and sell them as scrap instead of selling the pot itself? Someone responded, because people lack the rice to cook in the pot, so the demand for pots isn't high. On the other hand, they have a greater need for iron, for things like making weapons. While your pot might have significant practical value to you, to them, it's only worth its value as scrap metal. They don't care about the pot's importance to people's livelihoods. They just want to fulfill the political tasks handed down from above and increase their value slightly. Ownership determines value. The Communist Party believes it has the right to control all social assets. In this sense, they are indeed the Communist Party, the party of theft. On one hand, they smash nearly new desks and chairs to sell as scrap metal, while on the other hand, 48 students are crammed into a single dorm room, treated like livestock. According to a report by China's NetEase on August 31st, a parent from Henan province took his 9th-grade daughter to school only to discover that her dormitory was shared by 48 students. The parent was shocked, claiming that even pigs wouldn't be kept in such poor conditions. Reportedly, this school has only been established for over 2 years. Due to its strong marketing and high promotion rates, the school attracted a large number of students, leading to a shortage of dormitory space. Logically, the school should have expanded its dormitory facilities to accommodate the growing student population. However, instead of doing so, they cramped so many students into a single room. Parents pointed out that the dormitories for the newly enrolled 7th and 8th graders were decent, with each room housing 8 students and having a private bathroom, but the 9th graders were left to live in such poor conditions. The dormitory life at this school is extremely inconvenient. 80 students share a single bathroom with only 17 squat toilets, leading to severe overcrowding during peak times every morning. The parent also mentioned that the dormitories were temporarily constructed, with incomplete window installations and wet paint still on the beds. The rooms were not only damp but also emitted a strong, unpleasant odor. This school charges over 20,000 yuan in tuition fees per year, and these poor living conditions have left parents furious. When the CCP starts selling everything, even the pots and pans, it's clear that the common people will suffer. On August 30th, in Urumqi, Xinjiang, a netizen reported passing by a hospital early in the morning and seeing some patients' family members sleeping on the ground outside because they couldn't afford to stay in a hotel. Commenters noted that the situation isn't unique to Xinjiang. It's common in any county across China. This scene is typical around larger hospitals nationwide, especially cancer hospitals. People also pointed out that outside of major hospitals like Peking Union Medical College Hospital, similar situations occur, with people sleeping on street corners. The larger the hospital, the more common it is, yet these issues seem invisible to those in power. Without jobs that provide social insurance and a comprehensive medical insurance system, a single illness can plunge a person back into poverty after a lifetime of hard work. It's all too common for ordinary people to either treat themselves when they can't afford medical care or endure small illnesses until they become severe. On August 30th, in Jiaozhou, Shandong, a food delivery worker discovered a severely malnourished child lying on a bed while delivering an order. The delivery worker posted a video online, but it was soon taken down. On August 31st, the delivery worker responded to the video's removal, saying that he was just an ordinary person and can't say much, only doing what he can. He mentioned that as a father, seeing such a scene was heartbreaking. He also shared that the child had been sent to the hospital for treatment, and residents of the community have started donating money in hopes that the child can pull through. He added that he always thought such scenes only happened in poor places, and now his entire worldview has collapsed. Under the rule of the CCP, the lives of ordinary people seem as insignificant as ants. On August 31st, in Zhengzhou, Henan, homeowners faced brutal treatment from individuals sent by developers as they protested the unfinished Sunak Rongze garden project. Some netizens commented that it shouldn't be called a development project, but rather the third stalling of the development project. Zhengzhou, the capital of Henan province, is one of the cities in China most severely affected by unfinished construction projects. According to data from China's real estate research institution, CRIC, by the end of 2021, there were 274 construction projects in Zhengzhou that had been halted or delayed, affecting 25,249 housing units. This placed Zhengzhou at the forefront among key second-tier cities dealing with such issues. In July 2022, in over 100 cities across China, hundreds of thousands of homeowners banded together to refuse mortgage payments for unfinished properties, marking a rare protest movement in China. Homeowners publicly announced their decision to stop paying their mortgages, and this mortgage boycott crisis forced the Chinese government to take notice, leading to the implementation of policies to ensure the completion and delivery of these homes. However, by 2024, 2 years after the introduction of these policies, the city, which had already been labeled as having the most unfinished projects, saw many of these supposedly revived construction sites once again left unfinished. The homes that cost buyers the savings of several generations are now worthless. Not only are homeowners protesting the unfinished homes, but construction workers who have been unpaid are also demanding their wages. On August 31st, in Guangzhou, workers gathered to demand their unpaid wages. Netizens commented, even state-owned companies are starting to delay payments. Unfinished buildings are everywhere, so it's no surprise that unpaid wages are becoming common too. There's no other way. The landlords themselves have no surplus. Bankruptcy, closures, unpaid wages, and wage demands are becoming the new norm. On August 29th, in Wenzhou, Zhejiang, it was reported online that the Wenzhou Transportation Group had reduced the wages of dump truck drivers from 8,000 yuan to a base salary of 2,500 yuan without any compensation. The drivers went to the labor inspection brigade to protest. Toxic food, unfinished homes, unpaid wages, and even the inability to freely enter and exit your own home. This is the reality for many. On August 31st, a netizen from Chaozhou, Guangdong Province, revealed a tragic incident where an elderly person died because an ambulance could not access the old town, resulting in delayed emergency care. The video shows that the road in front of the resident's home was blocked with stone pillars and iron railings, forcing the ambulance to stop at the entrance of the road. People had to carry the patient through the obstacles and onto the ambulance stretcher. Netizens reported that the Chaozhou government had installed these road-blocking structures in the old town, despite residents' objections. This has made it difficult for people to get around, severely impacting their daily lives. Residents are worried that, in addition to ambulances being unable to reach patients in time, fire trucks would also be unable to enter in case of a fire. One netizen remarked, "Disregarding residents' objections is all too common in China."